You're worried about the wrong D word. I find so many of us are out here chasing dopamine, and you should be chasing discipline. Discipline is the real flex, man, not dopamine hits. By definition, the way the brain actually uses dopamine, they're meant for not long lasting moments, almost like mountain peaks. In fact, if you ever remember back in school, you would, study sine, cosine waves. Kind of look like mountain peaks and valleys, mountain peaks and valleys, mountain peaks and valleys. Or if you've ever been in a hospital and seen the heart monitor, it kind of shows you the rhythm of your heartbeats. That's dopamine. So as you're out here, not even highs, just in like drugs, sex, alcohol, but basically moving in such a way where you only do things when it feels good, when you feel like it. See, the problem in that is there's no consistency. Think back over the last 90 days, 6 months, a year. Do you always feel like doing the things you're supposed to do? I know for me, the answer is a resounding no. So the problem is if your life is set up to only do things when you feel like it, well, spoiler alert, you're not going to love the results. Everything has to come into balance. You always reap what you sow. And so if there's good things you know are good for you, but you're only doing them here and there, well, your results are going to match here and there doing the things that are good for you. So, why discipline is the real flex is because if you can actually form the habit of doing things, even when you do not feel like doing them, over those same 90 days, 6 months, or a year you just thought about, if you had been doing the things that are good for you, even when you did not feel like it, rocket fuel. Rocket fuel for being where you should be, where you want to be spiritually. Fuel for being where you should be and where you want to be physically. That inner work that's been knocking out the door of your mind, you could be where you should be or where you want to be mentally and emotionally. Tackling those tough issues and those important relationships. But because it's uncomfortable and we're not disciplined, we just want to sweep stuff under the rug, hoping that over time it'll just pass. It'll handle itself. Time heals all wounds, right? Absolutely wrong. In fact, the second law of physics says anything left by itself, the law of entropy, is going to go get worse over time, not better. Think about it. What gets just better over time left unattended? What do you have in your house right now that if you just left it alone, it just gets better over time with absolutely no outside stimuli whatsoever? So when you understand that you've been focusing on the wrong D word, you've been chasing dopamine, but you really need to be hunting down discipline. Because if you can become disciplined and consistent, what you're doing is you're elevating the floor. Because if every day you keep elevating the minimum that you're going to do, it's not going to be down here when you feel like it, then I don't. Feel like it, then I don't. Feel like it, then I don't. No, it's going to be consistent. And because there's an elevated floor, when you feel like it and you don't, and you feel like it and you don't, and you feel like it and you don't, that's all built on that floor that's ever rising, 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 rising. So that's how you look up. And all of a sudden, in what seemed like a short amount of time, how'd I get up here? See, and it's fascinating because you're with you all the time. So you don't even notice, right? The same way you get in shape or, you know, lose a bunch of weight, something like that. People walk up to you like, whoa, you look different. What you been doing? And look, you've been in the gym, but you look in the mirror and you're just like, well, I just see me. And that's the beauty of discipline is you're going to meet the real you, the you were meant to be. See, a lot of people were fed what I'll just call a lie that freedom is the ability to do anything you want, when you want, however you want. You tell me who's more free or which one sounds better. Imagine a piano. Maybe a 4-year old sits down at it. In all of his freedom, he starts banging and smashing and hitting all the keys. You could picture that. You could picture what that sounds like. But hey, he's free. I can do what I want when I want. I know my rights. Y'all get what I'm saying? Now picture a virtuoso, a pianist who has studied music theory and has practiced and honed his craft, knows what keys resonate, knows how to play chords, knows how to tickle the keys, as we would say, and put him at that same piano, bound by those things I just mentioned, which I'm equating to discipline. Which one's going to sound better? So that's all I'm saying, man, is if you're moving out here thinking that you're supposed to find the next hit of whatever, fill in the blank, you're missing it. Because every day that ends in Y is an opportunity to grow in discipline and consistency and the core properties that make up a purposeful life. And I want that for y'all, man, because I've done both. And I'm telling you, when discipline and consistency become your left and right hand, watch the world open up for you. So again, this is your boy Vic. As always, I'm not here just on your feed. I'm here to feed. Till the next one.